I've been on for homeschooling in London, and I wanted to do this quick video with you guys because I want to talk about mothers and why they are stressed, why they're so stressed. Why are so many mothers so stressed out? I meet mothers every single day, obviously because I'm homeschooling, and so I've got like a network of people that I meet up with on a regular basis, and one of the things that one of the common threads that I find in conversation is, oh, I'm really stressed out, I'm really tired, I'm exhausted, and they just look like zombies a lot of the time. And I think one of the reasons is that a lot of mothers try so hard to be perfect and to be this perfect mother and do everything perfectly and everything amazing, because obviously they don't want to let their children down, number one. Number two, they don't want to let themselves down. And number three, they don't want people around them to think that they're struggling. And so a lot of the time they will try and do a million things at once, instead of just taking time out, dealing with the kids, and then when the kids go to bed, trying to get a bit of rest, instead of trying to take the time that they're supposed to rest to do those million things. And I'll be honest with you, when I first had my son, I obviously had never had children before. I didn't really know what I was doing. People would say to me, oh, when your son sleeps, you should sleep as well. And I kind of didn't really accept that way of doing things. And just when he would go to sleep, if I wasn't cleaning the house frantically, doing the laundry frantically, I would be trying to do some work. If you guys don't know already, I actually have 2 published books out. And when my son was a baby, I actually wrote those books while he was sleeping. I didn't actually have any rest those times. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't feel it. I kind of just got on with it. I think I was walking around in like a bubble. I just got on with it, and I did have a crash where one day I was so exhausted I just could not get out of bed, and I had to stay in bed for a couple of days because I was so exhausted. But I know that if I had taken the time out to rest and actually take care of myself at that time, I don't think that would have happened, And obviously another thing is, mothers are everything to the child or to their children, in the sense that they obviously have to do all of the the chores in the house, plus looking after the children, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, everything. You have to take care of every aspect of that child or those children. I find that some fathers don't really take on the role of carer in that sense. Some fathers just believe that their role is to bring in the money and that is it. I know plenty of fathers that have that belief. I'm not going to go into my private life about that kind of stuff, but I'm lucky in the sense that I don't really have that problem, to be honest. It's not perfect, but I don't have that problem in the sense that I'm not just literally this vessel by myself on my own in a house with a child doing homeschooling and trying to do some work from home, and trying to be everything to everybody at the same time. I do like my house to be clean. In fact, I'm a bit of a OCD when it comes to cleaning. I like my place to be perfect at all times. But as you can see, if you've been watching my videos and my vlogs on here, you will see my flat or my apartment. If you can look around you as I am vlogging, you're going to see that my house is never perfect. I did originally, when I first started YouTube, I used to clean my house frantically. to make sure everything looked perfect, the background looked perfect before I ever even did the video. But now I don't do that anymore. The reason is because I've noticed something, and I keep mentioning this a lot. I've noticed something with amongst the bloggers, the mother bloggers, mummy bloggers, however they call them, that are doing really, really well. I've noticed that their blogs, it appears to the reader that their lives are perfect. They don't really show the house when it's messy so much. It's more, I've made these cupcakes, everything's perfect in the background. And it's not to say that everybody's like that, but it just seems to be the case in some, some circles when it comes to mummy bloggers. And I don't think that's the way of doing things, because it makes other mothers look at it and think, oh wow, she's an amazing mother. What am I really? I'm nothing like that. So I've kind of taken a step back and realised that, to be quite honest, I am not perfect. You're not perfect. No one's perfect. And so to try and live up to this ridiculous standard of perfection, as a mother, it's just not really realistic. You can do the best you can, and still make a good job of being a mother. You don't have to be so, I can't explain it, like you shouldn't have to feel so much pressure to make things perfect at all times. It's very difficult, because some days don't live up to that, in the sense of some days I try and make everything perfect. Some days I try and make sure every single part of my house is ridiculously clean. I went through a phase of making I made a list of cleaning that I needed to do, and I would stick to it daily. And it was to a point where I wouldn't go to sleep till 3 o'clock in the morning, because I was making sure everything was perfect. I didn't want my son to wake up and see mess, or see not even mess, but like dirt or anything. I wanted everything to be perfect. And the thing is, as you've noticed from my vlogs, if you haven't been watching my vlogs, if you've been watching my vlogs, you'll see that I get my son to do chores in the house. Like, he's recently started trying to help do the dishes. He does the dusting in the morning. He helps make the beds. Helps me do the laundry. He helps me hoover the floor and sweep up like the areas where we have laminate flooring. He does quite a lot for a 4-year-old child. But he doesn't hate it. He enjoys helping, because he feels like he's like, oh, I'm a big boy now because I'm helping you. He likes it. But what I try to explain to him is that I'm not trying to make you work too hard, in the sense that you're literally, you never get a rest, you're just constantly scrubbing and all that kind of stuff. No, I want him to enjoy his childhood. But I also want him to understand the value of keeping his surroundings relatively clean, and also understand the value of hard work, that things don't just come for nothing. You don't wake up in the morning and just see a clean house because the fairies woke up in the middle of the night and did it. It doesn't work like that. You have to do some work in order to see results. And I sort of see the cleaning and him helping me as like a metaphor for life, in the sense that you are not going to see like perfectly drawn picture without actually putting in the labour in the beginning to actually draw that picture, if you know what I mean. Or you can't expect to see, oh, okay, I'm going to have this amazing car, without putting the work in to get the money in the first place to buy that car, unless someone's giving you the money. Do you know what I mean? In essence, at the end of the day, even if someone did give you the money, that person's probably had to work for that money, or do something to get that money. So if you don't get something for nothing, basically, is what I'm trying to instill in him, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, this whole issue of mothers being very stressed out, I think it really is due to the fact that so many mothers want to be perfect. Well, it's not even just they want to be perfect, but they're trying to be perfect. And they don't look within themselves and take care of themselves. They just think being the mother means you come last and everybody else comes first, including your husband, which is not this shouldn't be the case. You know, when I was doing my parenting classes before my baby was born, before my son was born, the teacher who's got 6 kids and she's a childcare expert or whatever, she said to me, she was like, you seem like a very anxious person, because, you know, I was frantically making notes while she was talking every time. If I wasn't making notes, I was recording it on my dictaphone. And she said to me, she was like, one thing you need to remember when you have kids is that you need to take care of yourself. She went, people think the children always come number one, and because of that, you always have to take a back seat and never take care of yourself. And she goes, that's completely and utterly not true, because she goes, if you're not happy and healthy as a mother or as a person, you will not be able to take care of your children 100%, because you'll be always stressed out. Number one, you'll be tired. Number two, you're not going to feel your best ever, because you're just constantly at number 12 on the priority list. And she was like, your children are always going to be very, very important. They're always going to be at the top of your list, in the sense that you want to take care of them first. But she was like, you need to take care of yourself too, because if you don't, you will end up stressed. And I've noticed that when I take care of myself, you know, I get a chance to go to the spa and do my hair, and I'm not just talking about superficial stuff. But I'm also talking about, like, taking care of yourself spiritually and emotionally and mentally. When you take care of all those things, you meditate, whatever you want to do, pray, meditate, think positive thoughts, exercise, eat healthy, you will be able to be a better mother to your kids. You know, I know some mothers that give their kids all this amazing healthy food and then they eat a sandwich for dinner because they just too exhausted, you know, to even, like, make themselves something. Because, you know, I know some mothers that are vegetarians but their kids aren't vegetarian, and so they make a meal for their kids and then they will eat a sandwich, or they'll eat, like, some cereal or whatever it is. And I'm like, that's not a meal. You know, you need to take care of yourself. Anyway, I've noticed, like, when I was younger, like, like, my own mother, like, we would have, like, guests over and stuff, and they would have all this food, but because these guests came over unexpected, she would eat, like, a tiny amount of food, or have some other food, and all the other people would eat, and us as kids, we would eat as well, and she would be sitting there eating something else because there wasn't enough. And I'll be thinking, why are you doing this to yourself? Why not portion it enough so that you can have some for yourself? Oh, well, that's how it is when you're a mum. No, it's not. You know, you need to take care of yourself too. That's the bottom line, really. I think most mothers don't take care of themselves enough, and they just end up run ragged, you know? You know, even if your kids get the best of the best and they're happy and healthy and all of that, if you're run ragged, is it a nice thing? No. Your kids probably aren't going to be happy if they can see you looking exhausted. My son doesn't like it when I'm tired. He'll go to me, are you tired, mummy? Don't be tired. Why don't you go and sleep or lie down or go and have a bath? That's what he says to me. He doesn't like it when he looks at me, I'm tired. And the reason is because when I'm tired, I become quite a snappy person. So I just want to get things done. I'm not happy. I don't smile. I'm like, right, okay, let's get this done now. You know, I'm not happy. Whereas when I'm not tired and I've had enough rest, I've eaten healthy, I've done my exercise, I've done my meditation, all of that stuff, I am bright and bubbly. And he notices the difference, and he loves it when I'm like that. So your children want you to be happy. Your children don't want you to be miserable and tired all the time. They want you to be happy. So there are certain things that you'll have to sacrifice in terms of what your kids have, so that you can have that happiness. And so in turn, your children can have their happiness as well. Everybody needs to be happy in the house in order for, like, it to be a happy home, basically. You know, the mum can't be miserable and tired and stressed. The dad can't be miserable, tired. And so So basically, the bottom line is, you know, in order to kind of alleviate that stress factor, we need to take care of ourselves. Don't be so dogmatic. Don't have this picture perfect idea of what motherhood should be like. And also admit when you need help. You know, don't try and do everything yourself because you think, oh, if I ask for help, it's going to look like I'm not coping. Just ask for the help that you need if you need the help. And more often than not, those people that love you will help you if you ask for that help. But don't be too proud to ask for help. Try and take the time to calm down. Take the time to say, right, this is it. I need to calm down. Instead of like walking around on some kind of you know, when you're just anxious all the time because you want to get things done, you know, at top speed. Slow down and take in the world. You know, even there are some days when I'm homeschooling, and that's why I'm decided to vlog for 30 days, because I wanted you to see the true reality of things. I'm not just going to show you snapshots, you know, once a week snapshots of, you know, bits and pieces that we do. I'd rather show you guys snapshots, but daily snapshots, so that you can see what really goes on. Because there's days when I have this elaborate lessons planned out for the day. Right, we're going to do a science experiment today. Then we're going to sit and we're going to talk about Africa, and we're going to make this map of Africa out of a collage, and it's going to be really amazing. And then we're going to do these like ABC exercises, and it's going to be perfect. And he just looks at me in the morning, and he was like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And so I'm like, okay. So I just let him do those things that he wants to do, because I don't want to force him to do, oh, you got to do this now, you got no choice. You know, anyway, basically the reason why I've mentioned this is because there's days when I just sit back and relax and say, okay, you know what, let's go out to the park for the whole day. We're not going to do any ABC stuff today or whatever. We're going to go to the park for the whole day. And when we do go to the park, the lessons that we learn when we're out in the park are just amazing. Like, he'll see something written on the wall, and he'll be like, oh, what's that? And then I'll look at it, and then I'll realise it's like a plaque for a historical plaque about the park. So we take a picture of it, and then we decide to go home and Google it and find out more about it. You know, so lessons can just come from so many different places. I'm kind of rambling, I know, but the whole point of this video was to sort of ask that question: why are mothers so stressed? Why are quite a few mothers so stressed? If you have an answer that relates to yourself, so say for example, you know why you're stressed, but you're not doing anything about it, just tell me what that is, because my answer might not be yours. You know, I'm just speaking generally from people that are around me and from myself and from my own experiences. So that answer might not be the same as yours. So tell me what your answer is, and we'll talk again. Peace and love. Bye.